for the Culture Incorporated, and I'm here today at Pick and Plate for the annual Fried Rice Challenge. Let's go. Can I get a photo? Please, no paparazzi.
Now let's meet the competitors.
My name is Jizzy J, and I'm one of the competitors for the annual Fried Rice Challenge, and I'm here to turn up.
My name is Summer Too Fat here at the annual Fried Rice competition, and while Jizzy J is bringing the heat, I'm bringing the potential energy.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there.
Welcome to our crib.
Come inside.
So guys, do you mind telling me how you make your famous Filipino fried rice and your famous Vietnamese fried rice?
Before we tell you our secret, let's go over safety procedures.
Okay, before we start anything in the kitchen, we have to have our hair up. Okay, now we have to wash our hands.
Oh, also make sure you take off any jewelry. So, before we start cooking, we need to make sure everything we're cooking with, all of our utensils, all of our pots are clean.
Now that we're done with our cleaning procedures, let's go to our first contestant.
Hey, it's Jizzy J, and I'm going to show you how to make my special Filipino rice. So first, I'm going to put in 2 cups of rice. Wait, did you see my bag of rice? Oh, here's my bag of rice. So this is our first cup of rice. Second cup of rice. Once we're done putting the water in the rice, we're going to close it, put on the white rice setting, and once it's done, it's going to stay warm. And we're going to time it on Heaven's phone just to see how long it's going to take.
When a fluid such as air or liquid is heated, it travels away from the source and carries the thermal energy along. This type of heat transfer is called convection. The fluid above a hot surface expands, becoming less dense and rises. This is where convection occurs when making rice. A rice cooker consists primarily of main body, an inner cooking pan, an electric heating plate, a thermal sensing device, and some basic buttons. Simple rice cookers usually warm their contents by transferring heat from the heating plate to the cooking pan, and the type of metal used can improve that transfer. Some metals, such as copper and aluminum, for example, are highly conductive. In other words, they can transfer heat easily. The process for cooking the rice is very simple. Water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius, and once it reaches a steady boil, it won't get any hotter. As long as there is water in the pan, the temperature should be stable. Once the rice absorbs all the water in the pan, the temperature will start to rise. The rice cooker senses this change and will either switch off or switch to a warming cycle. At this point, the rice has finished cooking and has entered a resting stage.
Now on to the next contestant.
Hi, I'm Summer Too Fat, and to make this rice, you have to put 6 cups of water in, which I already did, and then you have to boil the water to 100 degrees Celsius, and then we're going to wait a few minutes for it to boil, and then we'll come back and do the rice.
While we are waiting for the water to boil, let's talk about conduction. This is where conduction occurs when making rice. Conduction transfers heat directly at molecular collision. An area of greater kinetic energy will transfer thermal energy to an area with lower kinetic energy. The process of heat conduction depends on the following factors: the temperature gradient, cross-section of the material, length of the travel path, and physical material properties. Also, let's talk about the different phases of boiling water. At 140 to 170 degrees, beginning of the quivering phase starts. At this stage, tiny bubbles of water vapor will form along the bottom and sides of the pot. They won't be large enough to actually jump and rise to the surface of the water, though their formation will cause the top surface to vibrate a bit, hence the quivering motions. When the pot gets to 195 to 212 degrees Fahrenheit, bubbles break through the surface of the pot regularly, and when the pot gets to 200 to 212 degrees, it's a full-on boiling pot of water, perfect for you to add in your rice.
Okay, now that we have waited 15 minutes for our water to boil to around
200
degrees Celsius, we're going to add 3 cups of rice.
So after 30 minutes, our rice is done cooking. So I'm just going to stir it up so it's easy to mix. And after this, we're going to let it cool for 5 minutes and we're going to transfer it to another pot. Once it's ready, you're going to add your vegetables into the pan. you're gonna add your rice, okay? Okay, we're gonna add 3 cups of rice. And that's it. Make sure you stir up everything. Afterwards, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Okay, in this cup I have half a teaspoon of black pepper, garlic salt, and paprika.
Okay, so I already have the oil and I waited for it to boil, and now I'm going to put in 1 cup of vegetables. And then I'm going to put in 2 cups of rice. And then after I do that, I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of paprika, salt, and pepper.
Man, I wish I had some rice, but I don't have a rice cooker or a stovetop to make that really good fried rice. All I have is a microwave because I'm kind of poor. If only, if only.
Welcome to Chili's. Welcome to Chili's. Welcome to Chili's. Welcome to Chili's. Welcome to Chili's.
Don't fear, dear peasant. I, Governor Chokawu, will be here to help you win this competition. Onward!
First, we're going to get a microwave-safe bowl and put 1 cup of rice in that bowl. Then, we will put 2 cups of water in the bowl. And don't forget to get 1 more. Then you're going to open your microwave and make sure not to put the lid on like me, and you will set it for 18 minutes. And control! You have rice. Now that our rice is done cooking, let's talk about radiation, and I don't mean the hazardous kinds. Thermal radiation generates from the emission of electromagnetic waves. Thermal radiation is a direct result of random movements of atoms and molecules in matter. Movement of the charged protons and electrons result in the emission of electromagnetic radiation. All materials radiate thermal energy based on their temperature. The hotter an object, the more it will radiate. Although our competitors have cooked very valiantly, it's time to choose a winner. Drum roll, please. It's Jizzy J! Congratulations for making the best fried rice. We picked this lovely contestant because even though her rice was good, it was also fast and efficient to be a part of the cooking world and in our National Hall of Fame. After all, have you heard that entropy isn't what it used to be?